Sean Diddy Combs has officially agreed to give up certain property as part of his recent federal convictions. According to a new court filing posted to the docket on October 8, 2025, the hip-hop mogul and federal prosecutors reached a deal on a preliminary forfeiture order that will see Combs surrender specific assets directly tied to his crimes. The forfeiture stems from Diddy's conviction in July 2025, when a federal jury found him guilty on 2 counts of transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution under the Mann Act. It's another legal blow for the Bad Boy Records founder, who once dominated the music world and built a sprawling empire but now faces years in prison and mounting legal consequences. But hey, race the big question, will this forfeiture devastate Diddy financially? According to Los Angeles trial attorney Nima Rahmani of West Coast Trial Lawyers, the answer is no. Rahmani explains that while the forfeiture sounds serious on paper, the actual financial impact is minimal compared to Diddy's overall wealth. Diddy wouldn't have to forfeit any of his homes because they weren't the proceeds of illegal activity. Diddy had legitimate business, and he wasn't making money from the prostitution, Rahmani told Los Angeles. Most of the so-called freak-offs happened at hotels, not his houses, so prosecutors would have a tough time convincing a judge that his properties were used to facilitate the crimes. Instead, the forfeiture most likely focuses on electronic devices, the phones, iPads, computers, and hard drives that prosecutors argue were used to coordinate and facilitate the prostitution charges. Rahmani points out that the government has already had these items in its possession for over a year. Agents seized them during the investigation, and digital forensic teams have already extracted every piece of data they needed. Diddy basically stipulated, he agreed, to give up those electronics as part of the sentencing, Rahmani explained. Because they were tools used to commit the crimes, they're subject to forfeiture under federal law. And let's be real, Diddy can afford new iPhones and iPads. It would probably cost him more in attorney fees to fight over these items than to just replace them. In short, the forfeiture is more symbolic than financially ruinous. Combs still has vast business interests, properties, and assets that are untouched by this agreement. The order itself was signed by Assistant U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton and members of Combs' defense team, including high-profile attorney Mark Agnifilo. Normally, details about the exact property being forfeited are listed in an attached exhibit, but as of now, no such list has appeared on the docket. This means the full scope of what Combs is giving up isn't entirely public yet. One crucial detail, however, if Combs' conviction is overturned on appeal, the forfeiture can be reversed. In that case, all of the seized assets would be returned to him. For now, Diddy's legal team is keeping quiet. Neither Combs nor his attorneys have made any public statements about the forfeiture deal. Still, Rahmani believes that silence is intentional. Diddy's focus has to be on the appeal, Rahmani emphasized. That's where his time, energy, and money should go. If he wins, the government agreed to give everything back. That's the real battle. And the legal drama doesn't stop there. Just this week, Judge Arun Subramanian issued a memo regarding Combs' prison placement. The judge recommended that Diddy serve his sentence as close to the New York metropolitan area as possible, ensuring proximity to his family, legal team, and business connections. The judge also recommended that Combs be considered for admission into the Bureau of Prisons Residential Drug Abuse Program (RDAP), a rehabilitation initiative designed for inmates with substance abuse issues. Participation in RDAP can sometimes lead to reduced sentences, making it a potentially valuable option for Diddy. If the defense wants a different facility, they must notify the court by Friday, October 10, 2025, at 12 p.m. So far, Combs' attorneys have suggested FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey, a federal correctional institution located just outside Philadelphia. Conveniently, the prosecution has raised no objections to this request, signaling that Diddy will likely end up there. As the once celebrated mogul prepares for his next chapter behind bars, the forfeiture of his electronics seems like a small price compared to what's at stake: his freedom, his reputation, and his legacy. For now, Diddy is betting it all on his appeal, hoping that the higher courts will undo the devastating verdict that has shaken the music industry and tarnished one of hip-hop's most powerful names.